Hello, hello. Okay, welcome back, my NextGen family. We are gonna continue on the second part for this paper 058041 ON2023. Okay, so let's look at this question 6. Question 6, this is a sequences type of question. Okay, you know what sequences? Okay, if you don't know how to do sequences, there are few things that we need to know. Number one, arithmetic or linear sequences. Number two is geometric. Number three, quadratic. And then number four is cubic. Okay, please write this all down if you're not so sure what you need to know. Okay, because if you don't know any of this, what you'll do is go inside Thinkific, go and watch the lesson on sequences. Okay, anyone not clear with these sequences? Okay, sequences was one of the very first thing that I taught. This is under 1.2. Okay, y'all can just write all of these first. Later, if you're after class, y'all don't know where to find, y'all just ask me. Okay, because I discuss until very in-depth for each of these lessons here. Okay, let's look at the first one. What is the pattern over here? -7, -3, 1, 5. Okay, I think this is quite obvious. -4, -4, -4. Okay, here also -4. Okay, this is called an arithmetic or a linear sequence. Hey, sorry, it's +4. Here, blur, +4, +4, +4, +4. Okay, this one you'll get 9. First one, okay, the first sequence, this is called an arithmetic sequence. Arithmetic means you follow a plus or a minus type of pattern. Okay, how do I come up with a general equation for arithmetic sequence? We need to remember this. The nth term will be a plus n minus 1d. Okay, don't need to use any other formula. Don't do try and error. We will just use this a plus n minus 1d. Okay, what is a? A represents first term. D is your common difference. Okay, a in this case is -7. D in this case is 4. So we just substitute into the formula here. -7 plus n minus 1 times 4. You'll get -7 plus 4n minus 4. Okay, then you'll get here 4n minus 11. Okay, okay? This is 4n minus 11. Okay, first one. B. What type of sequence is this? You look over here, 7, 13, 23, 37. Okay, we always start with arithmetic first. That means we see whether it is constant or not. Okay, so you check 7, 13, 23, 37. Is it the same? No, right? Okay. Okay, so now what do we test for? Okay, I write this down here first. 7, 13, 23, 27. Okay, if you look at the pattern here, let's see the differences. First layer, 6, 10, 14. Okay, what is the pattern over here? The difference keep on increase by 4, right? Can y'all see the pattern here? It increases by 4, 4, 4. So that means my next one, I need to plus 18. Okay, another 4. Okay, what type of pattern is this? What type of sequence is this? When the differences keep on increasing by a constant value. Okay, Nila, Zayden say quadratic. Very good. So you need to see, you go through one more layer at the bottom here. This one, you also, the difference, we call it the second difference. Second difference is the same, okay, if second difference is the same, this one we'll call it a quadratic sequence. Okay, I need you all to remember the pattern here. This is part of your syllabus. And what is a quadratic sequence? We need to find what are these values. an squared plus bn plus c. Okay, please write down this formula first. For those, if you all don't know what's this, okay, write it down first. Later on, go and watch back the video. This one, by the way, these sequences, what I observed, almost every single paper got come out at least one question. Okay, so by itself, you all just go and learn it. And you look in this question, right? How many marks is it? 10 marks. A lot of marks, right? Okay, so we better master this section here. Okay, so now, how do we find an squared plus bn plus c? Let's find this value first. So 27 plus 18. Okay, is it 27? Sorry, 37. 37 plus 18, you will get 55. Okay, so this next number is equals to 55. Okay, now the next question. How do we find the A, B, and C? Okay, I want you all to remember this formula. You start from the bottom, is 2A. Second layer, 3A plus B. First layer, A plus B plus C. Okay, remember this pattern. And we will start from the bottom to the top, like that, when we do our calculation. Understand? Okay, so you need to find what is your A, B, and C. After we have defined that this is a quadratic sequence, we use this method here. Okay, so how do we equate it? You take this equals to this. This equals to this. Just equals to the first value. Then A plus B plus C equals to 7. So right here, 2A is equals to 4. A is equals to 2. Second layer, 3A plus B equals to 6. 3 times 2 plus B equals to 6. B is equals to 0. First layer, A plus B plus C is equals to 7. A is 2, B is 0, C is just C. Therefore, C is equals to 5. Got it? Okay, so we put into this formula here, an squared plus bn plus c. My nth term will be equals to 2n squared plus 5. Okay, any question, please ask. This is required in your syllabus for your extended mathematics. So you need to know this formula here. An squared plus bn plus c, then you need to find what is your A, B, and C. Okay, let's go to our third one. Can we observe this pattern here? Normally in fraction, you look on the top, your numerator value, there is a pattern. At the bottom, there is also another pattern. Okay, on the top, what is the pattern over here? The n can put as x. Cannot. You need to write it as n. Okay, plus 1, right? Can you all see? Okay. Can you all see here? Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, right? Okay, but you see your first term here is 2. When my first term, okay, when my n is equals to 1, my value here is 2. So how do I, okay, how can I find this value here? Or express this value here? N plus 1, right? Okay, very good. So that means when my n is equals to 1, then my value here is 2. Okay, what about the bottom here? Okay, so if we want to write this pattern, so on top is plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So that means here on top also be plus 1. 6. Okay, no problem, Jason. Okay, what about the bottom? Do you all see any pattern here? 27, 81, 243, 729. 3 square. Okay, Sanjay says 3 square. Okay, first value, is it 3 square? 3 cube. 3 cube then? What's this? 3 power 4. This one? Okay, you all need to observe the pattern. 3 power 5. 3 power 6. So this one will be what? 3 power 7. Okay, what's 3 power 7? Type out in your calculator. 2187, right? Okay, so very good observation. So here, 3 cube, 3 power 4, 3 power 5, 3 power 6. So over here will be 3 power 7. Okay, but how do I write it as a general expression here? When my n is 1, is 3 cube. Okay, 3 power n plus 1. Okay, 3 to the power of n. Okay, think carefully. Okay, Irfan say 3 to the power of n plus 2. Okay, you have to think like this. You see, when my n is 1, how do I relate it with this? 3 to the power n plus 1. Okay, if you all say 3 to the power n plus 1, you see, does it fit into here or not? When my n is 1, is it 3 to the power of n plus 1? That means 3 to the power of 1 plus 1. Does it fit? 1 plus 1 is just 2 only, but your first term is 3 already. Okay, modify it a little bit. Okay, very good. Louis and Nila, okay? 3 to the power of n plus 2. Correct or not? You all see the pattern here? This one, you see, is it 3 to the power of n plus 2? When my n is 2, 2 plus 2, 4. When my n is 3, 3 plus 2, 5. When my n is 4, 4 plus 2, 6. So we can write this at the bottom as 3 to the power of n plus 2. Got it? Okay, the second one, if you all want to write down, this one is called a quadratic sequence. Okay, quadratic sequence. Okay, understand? Okay, someone asked, what's this? Okay, everyone got it? Okay, I want you all to observe also. Let's say, right, you don't know how to construct this part here. This is actually also called a geometric sequence. Okay, do you all know what's a geometric sequence? So you see here, what's the pattern over here? Here, at the bottom is multiply 3, multiply 3, multiply 3, right? Then the next one, multiply 3. So if it follows a times or a divide kind of pattern, this is actually called a geometric sequence. Okay, you all can just write this down. This is another way to find it. Geometric sequence means times or divide. Okay, let me just write down the value. 27, 81, 243. Okay, let's just say I don't know how to construct it. Another way, this one but a bit slightly longer method, but you know what is geometric sequence. So what you can do over here is, you have to like that first. Okay, you have to know that the general formula, the nth term is this formula, AR to the power of n minus 1. Okay, but this one you have to memorize the formula. So instead of try and error, you put into the formula. Okay, A is your first term. So A is 27. R is equals to 3. Yeah. This is an add math formula, which you can use here as well. Okay, because otherwise you all will be doing trial and error. So I rather that you all learn this add math formula. Sometimes will be easier for you all, because you just need to put into the formula. In math, they teach you to do trial and error by observation, which is sometimes not so effective. Okay, R is this value here. R represents common ratio. Okay, so I teach you all this other method that can be useful also when you all do sequences. Yes, numerator and denominator in this case is separate. It's not always the case. That's why you have to observe the pattern. So you have to see whether it's overall or is it numerator, denominator got different. Okay, what is common ratio? Ratio means you multiply by a certain value. Okay, you multiply by a certain value. Okay, so now we put into this formula here. You see what we will get? 27, 3 to the power of n minus 1. Okay, then, but we need to simplify this. No space here. We need to simplify this. How can we simplify it? 27, you can write it as 3 cubed. Then this one, you multiply by 3 to the power of n minus 1. And you want to join it together. 3 minus 1 plus n, which you can write 3 to the power of n plus 2. Okay, so this is just another method for you all to do. If you cannot observe the pattern, but normally when you all do geometric sequence, you should be able to, they won't give you until so hard. Right? Understand? Okay. If you don't understand, go into Thinkific, watch video 1.2 sequences. I went through one entire lesson to explain in detail all of this over here. Okay, go watch it over and over again until you all get it. What I observed, either in paper 2 or paper 4, one question will come up. Okay, let's go to the next one. In the sequence, the sum of the first 49 terms is 7644. The sum of the first 50 terms is 7975. Find the 50th term of this sequence. Okay, how to find the 50th term? That means they are saying that 1 to 49, when you add up all together, is 7644. 1 to 50, 7975. Yeah, so your 50th term, you just take the sum of 50 terms minus the sum of 49 terms. Correct. 7975 minus 7644. Okay, which you will get 331. Okay, all good? Good. Give me a 1 in the chat. Okay, if you got any question, please ask whatever questions that you all have. Okay, I'll go a bit faster so that we can finish up this paper. Okay, don't be shy to ask. Yeah, just write down whatever questions that you have. Okay, question 7. Calculate an estimate of the mean time. How do we find mean time? So we first need to know the formula. Mean is, if they give you in a class like this, we will take sum of fx over sum of f. What is x? X is your midterm. Okay, so you need to find the average of all of this. The midterm, how you get a midterm? You take both of it, add up, divide by 2. You get this 217.5, 221.5, 229, 239, and then 254. Okay, so I need to use, this one is F. I write down the formula. Okay, please don't straight away type into the calculator and then you all don't write the formula. Just in case you all get it wrong. Okay, so the marks will be given to you also if you write down the steps here. So F, so 9 times 217.5 plus, okay, I like to put it in a bracket like that, plus 14 times 221.5 plus 14 times 229 plus 2 times 239 plus 3 times 254 over F. F normally they give you in the question area 42. Okay. Once again, here also don't straight away type into the calculator. Type the top one first. So you'll get 9504.5 over 42. And then your final answer, you get 226. Okay, why do you do it like this? Because you see, you got 4 marks. Just in case one of it is wrong. So at least you got some marks in your working also. Okay, I think the value is not so nice, right? Okay, I think I rounded it off already. 9404.5 divided by 42. Yeah. So you see here, if they give you the value, right? Okay, if it's I think this one is an irrational number, so you can just round it up. Otherwise, you all just write down all the values. Okay, next one. They want you to complete a histogram. Okay, whenever you see the word histogram, what's the formula that you use? You'll write this down. FD equals to F over CW. Okay, you have to memorize this. FD equals to F over CW. FD is frequency density. Okay, which is what is on the y-axis. CW is your class width. Okay, so what I want y'all to do is you're gonna add another here. Okay, we call it CW. I'll just put it on the table here so it's easy for me to check back. Class width is you take the last value minus the first value in the class. So 3, 5, 10, 10, 20. Okay, and then frequency density, we are going to take 9 divided by 3. This one 14 over 5. 14 over 10. 2 over 10. And 3 over 20. Okay, I'm just taking all of here, divide all of here. Okay, you need to go and calculate one by one. Just type in the calculator, you'll get 3, 2.8, 1.4, 0.2, 0.15. Yes, show your working. Correct. Don't just do halfway and then put your working somewhere in your rough paper. You got to show your working so that you can at least get the marks, just in case if your graph and all do wrongly. Okay, then now you're going to plot all of this value with this class over here. In fact, actually some of it has been plotted for you already. So let's see, what's the first one? Okay, the first one, they drew it for you already. When your class is 216 to 219 is equals to 3. Okay, next one. 219 to 224. So you need to read it really carefully here. Okay, where is 219? Okay, the next one. They say it's 2.8. Okay, until 224. So right before here. Okay, next one. 224 to 234. You get 1.4. Okay, 224 to 234 over here. 1.4. Okay, then the last one, 234 to 244, 0.2 over here. Okay, so you're just double check it. This one will be 2.8, 1.4, 0.15. Okay, if you are good, type a 1 in the chat. Do we have to write the frequency density on top of the bar? Don't need. I just write to show you. Okay, if good, let's go on to the next one. Question 8. The diagram shows a solid form by joining two hemispheres and a cylinder. The radius of the large hemisphere is 5.4 cm. The radius of the small hemisphere and the radius of the cylinder are both 3.6 cm. The height of the cylinder is 6.5. Okay, basically everything that's listed here. Show that the volume of the solid is equals to 692, correct, to the nearest cubic centimeter. Let's break it down into part by part. Okay, I'll call this A, B, and C. Okay, so A is a hemisphere. What is the formula of hemisphere? Sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So hemisphere is you multiply this by half. So it will be 2 over 3 pi r cubed. Okay, this will be the formula. 2 over 3 pi r cubed. 2 over 3 pi, your r is 3.6 cube. Okay, here is 97.7. B, okay, this is a cylinder, so formula is pi r squared multiplied by height. So here will be pi, the r is 3.6 squared multiplied by 6.5. Why did I multiply by half? Because it's a hemisphere, half a sphere. Sphere is one whole circle. Okay, you're only taking half the sphere. So this one also hemisphere. 2 over 3 pi r squared, pi r cubed. So here you will get 2 over 3 pi. My r right now is 5.4 cube. So we'll get 329.8. Total, add it all up together, 97.7 plus 264.6 plus 329.8. Okay, we will get 692.1. You round it up, you get 692 cm cube. Okay, number 2. Okay, I know that time had some printing errors. So you're go and change this to 1 cm cube. Why is it 2 over 3 pi r cube? This is called a sphere. You all know what's a sphere or not? A ball. Half of this is called what? This is 4 over 3 pi r cube. Half of it is what? Semisphere. Hemisphere, no semisphere. Okay, so half of it means half times 4 over 3 pi r cube, which is 2 over 3 pi r cube. What does your volume from? Okay, because you all never read my messages in our group. I sent to you all another one because that time somehow when I sent in the group, the printing a bit of problem. Okay, so the formula here, this side is some box, right? Some very weird formula came out, right? I don't know what happened to the file. Okay, this one also you're going to change it. Okay, any more questions? Any more questions for this? Formulas of shapes, you all have to memorize. However, somehow, every time they will give you sphere. Volume V is what? What did I label? Okay, any more questions here? Okay, all good? All right. Next one. A mathematically similar solid is made of silver. So when they say the word similar, we will use what formula? Okay, whenever you see the word similar, think about this. L1 over L2, square root A1 over A2, cube root V1 over V2. Okay, we use this formula because we want to compare similar shapes. And sometimes they may give you length and volume. Like in this case, okay, we see what they gave us. In this solid, the cylinder has radius 0.6 cm. 1 cm cube of silver has a mass of 10.49 grams. Calculate the total mass of this silver solid. Let's look what are they asking us here. Okay, we have the solid. Okay, our solid in the previous one, the volume is 692. Okay, the cylinder now is 0.6 cm. Just now was 3.6 cm. That means this one is the bigger one. Okay, so this is the bigger one. What they're giving us is a smaller shape. Okay, so what are the information that is given to us here? Okay, I want you all to write down. We'll put it as big and small. The diagram one, what they give us, we have the volume of the big one is 692. The radius that they are using is the radius of the cylinder, which is 3.6. Okay, so I want you all write down this information here first. Volume of big, okay, we call it VB, is equals to 692 cm cube. Then radius. Radius is equivalent to length. The length of the big one is equals to 3.6 cm. Okay, understand where am I getting this information from? Okay, from the previous diagram. What did they give us over here? They say the radius, which is the length of the small one, so I put it as LS, length small, is equals to 0.6 cm. We want to find what is the volume of the small item here. Okay, this solid. So what we are comparing is we are comparing length as compared to volume. So we need to use this formula. Length 1 over length 2 equals to cube root volume 1 over volume 2. Okay, the one that we want to find is the volume. So this is how I will structure the equation. I put it like this. Cube root V small over V big equals to length small over length big. Okay, so all my small values I put on top, all my big values I put at the bottom. We now just fill in the blanks. Okay, fill in all the position of this. Okay, what will we get here? I don't know what's V small. V big is 692. Length small 0.6 over 3.6. Okay, I want you all to just rearrange it and type this into the calculator. When you use this way, confirm correct, and you don't confuse yourself also. Okay, so here is 1 over 6. The cube root I bring over here will become cube. Then the 692 I multiply by 692 like that. Okay, so 692. Okay, you will get here 3.2037. 3.2037 cm cubed. Everyone understand until here first? Okay. Then now they say 1 cm cube has a mass of 10.49 grams. Okay, so what is the mass? Since it's 3.2037 cm cube, we multiply by 10.49 grams. Just calculate this, you will get 33.6 grams. Okay, if you are good, give me a number 1 in the chat. Not good, give me a number 2. Okay, and remember, don't be shy. Okay, 2. Okay, those who 2 please write down what is your question. So I know what help you all need. Why the 3.6 cm, not 5.4 cm? Because they clearly said here already. Okay, read the question. The cylinder. They are basing it on the cylinder. Which one is cylinder? This one. Can see or not? They never say it's based on the hemisphere. Okay, just read the question. You all need to identify the keyword. Okay, any more questions? Okay, if no question, Chloe, later you message me that one. Okay, if no question, let's move on to the next one. Okay, question B. Calculate the length of the arc of this sector. Okay, what is arc length? Arc length is the length outside here. Okay, this is called arc length. What's the formula of length of arc? Theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Okay, you get 216 over 360 times 2 pi 10. They say they want it in terms of pi, so you just type out the values in your calculator. You will get here 12 pi. Okay, the next question, I think this one is a little bit tricky, but it has come out before. A cone is made from this sector by joining OA to OB. Calculate the volume of the cone. Okay, so I want you all to imagine this right now. This 2D shape, right? Now you wrap it up until it becomes a cone. Okay, how does a cone look like? That is right. Okay, this is a cone. Okay, so I want you all to use the information here. Okay, what do we know about this whole thing? Okay, so here you all have to imagine a little bit of this one. This is your bottom part. Okay, because this is the round part, right? So my A and B now is connected to each other. So let's say that I start here. This is where it connects. This is the connection of A and B. Okay, what else do I know? The O is the top here. Okay, the O is the top. And my slanted height here is equals to 10 cm. Can you see? Okay, so if you don't know, then you go take a paper and then go and wrap it up like that. Okay, go cut it into this shape and wrap it up. Okay, what do they want us to find? They want us to find the volume of the cone. Okay, and also one more thing just now we found was the arc, right? So the arc means the bottom here. Okay, this bottom here that we found in the previous question, this is the yellow part, the entire thing, which is equals to 12 pi. Okay, what do we want to find? The formula states that we need to find our R and H. So what I want you to do is you need to draw a right angle triangle like this. Okay, draw this out. A right angle triangle in the shape. You need to find your H and R here. Okay, let's find what is the R value first. R is a circle right now. Circle formula is 2 pi r. So we know that 2 pi r is equals to 12 pi because that is what we calculate just now. Okay, 2 pi r is equals to 12 pi. R is equals to 12 divided by 2. Therefore, R is equals to 6. Okay, this is the first one. Okay, now we got R already. Can I find what is my height? Okay, I draw it out first so we can see like this. 6, 10. Can I find my height? I use Pythagoras theorem, okay, because it is a right angle triangle. Okay, so I will use Pythagoras theorem, which is h square plus 6 square equals to 10 square. H square equals to 10 square minus 6 square. Okay, just type this whole thing in the calculator. 10 square minus 6 square, 64. H is equals to 8. I've got my R, I have my H. My final answer will be V equals to 1 over 3 pi R square height. 1 over 3 pi 6 square times 8. Calculate this, you get 96 pi, which is 301.6 cm cubed. Or you can just write it as 302. Okay, if you are good, just give me a 1. Okay. Very fun question. Yeah, it is. Okay, help you all need to visualize a little bit, right? Okay, from 2D to 3D. Okay, let's go to question 9 right now. Okay, we're about to end already. Question 9. Okay, this is on the topic of functions. Okay, anyone not good with this chapter? Functions. Okay, there are only 3 things that you all need to know for functions. If you don't know how to do this, go to 8.6 in Thinkific. Only 3 things. Number 1, you need to know how to do your normal function. Number 2, you need to know how to do composite function. Number 3, you need to know how to do inverse function. Yes, MS function more complicated. MS, that one chapter 1 already very hard. Okay, but there was one, I think Irfan was asking yesterday, right? Okay, on one of the question, I think the inverse one, okay, which will come to right now. Okay, what is F0? First question here. F0, you just substitute 0 to the x. Okay, so here will become 0 plus 1, 0 plus 5, 0 minus 4, which is 1 times 5 times minus 4, which is equals to negative 20. Next one, G inverse. Okay, G inverse, I always start with this statement here. I want you all to remember this. Let y equals to G inverse x, gy equals to x. Okay, so we always start with this statement when we do inverse. So what is gy? Gx is 2x minus 3. Gy will be 2y. Okay, 2y minus 3 equals to x. Okay, my goal is that I want to make y as a subject. So 2y equals to x plus 3. Y equals to x plus 3 over 2. Okay, why I want to make y as the subject? Because I let y as g inverse x. Okay, so this will be my final answer. X plus 3 over 2. Okay, next one, this is called composite function. Composite function means when you join two functions together, please do not go and multiply it. All right? So GH2, what is H? G 4, 2. Okay, this one, because you see, they give you the x value is 2, right? So I need to substitute in 2 to here. 2 times 2 minus 1. So here, you type this into the calculator, 4 to the power of 3, you will get 64. Now my new input is 64. That means my x right now is 64. So what is gx? You'll get 2 times 64 minus 3. Your final answer you'll get is 125. Okay, next one. G2x. Don't go and G times 2x. The 2x replace your OX right now. So initially it's 2x minus 3. Now it'll be 2x minus 3 equals to 7. This one will be 4x minus 3. I bring to the right hand side. 10. X equals to 10 over 4, which is 2.5. Okay, last one. No, sorry, not last one. Next one, question C. Gx squared plus ggx. Okay, I write down what is gx first. Gx is 2x minus 3. Okay, let's calculate what is ggx first. Ggx is equals to g bracket 2x minus 3. Then 2x minus 3 minus 3. Okay, let's go and simplify this. You'll get 4x minus 6 minus 3. We should get 4x minus 9. What is gx squared? Gx squared will just be 2x squared minus 3. Okay, so I put it into this equation here. This will be 2x squared minus 3 plus 4x minus 9 plus 1. Okay, go ahead and simplify this. You'll get 2x squared plus 4x minus 11. Okay, anyone don't know these three things, which is function, your normal function, composite function, and inverse function. There's only three concepts over here. No more already. For mathematics, it's basically just three already. Okay, for math, for math, yes, got a lot more. Okay, so don't know, go inside Thinkific, one entire lesson purely on function. Okay, let's go to question D. Okay, question D, I think is quite a unique one. Let's write down what is hx first. Okay, hx that's given to us is 4 to the power of 2x minus 1. Okay, when you all see this value here, I want you all to remember, because you all are only doing math. So you all don't need to use the add math way over here to solve this question. H inverse 16. You go and look back into all your questions. Do you find H inverse or not? Don't have, right? Okay, and you look at the H inverse equation also. Got power and okay, not so easy to find. So when you come across this is what I want you all to do. You let this H inverse 16, you write it equals to x first. Because I actually don't want to find H inverse. I want to use Hx to solve this equation. When I inverse a H inverse, you will go back to the original one. It means you go back to H again. Okay, like that. I want you to remember this over here. When you inverse and inverse, it goes back to the original function. Okay, when inverse and inverse function, it becomes back to ori function. Okay, got to remember this fact over here. So what's hx? We know what is hx, which is 4 to the power of 2x minus 1. So 16 equals to 4 to the power of 2x minus 1. Okay, what's 16? 4 squared equals to 4 to the power of 2x minus 1. Once I got both of it the same base, I compare the power. So 2 equals to 2x minus 1. Okay, compare here. When you solve this, you will get 3, 2x, x is 3 over 2, or 1.5. Yeah, it's just a 2-mark question. That is right. Okay, next one. Question E. Fx is this. It can be written in this form. Ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. Write A, B, C, and D. What do we need to do? We just need to expand all the bracket. Okay, this is what I like to do. I'm going to teach you all a method that I feel that you will avoid some mistakes as well. Okay, what I like to do, when I give you 3 brackets like this, if all of it got 2 terms inside, I will do the 2 terms behind first. Okay, there's no order, but it's just a preference. Okay, so this is what I'll do. I'll do these 2 behind first. I'll explain to you all why. Okay, so fx is equals to open up this one first, 3x plus 1. Okay, what is x plus 5 times x minus 4? So you will get here x squared minus 4x plus 5x minus 20. Okay, go and simplify the behind one. X squared plus x minus 20. Okay, so we write it into this form already, which is you got 2 terms and 3 terms behind. Okay, instead of me go and straight away cross multiply, because sometimes it may be very messy, I will write it like this first. I will split it like that. This and this. So I'll do it as 3x. I write 3x first, which is the yellow color number. Then I write the bracket behind here like that. Plus x minus 20. Then I write the blue color term. X squared plus x minus 20. Got it? This extra 1 line can save you from making mistake. Then only you go and open up the bracket. So like that, you'll get 3x cubed plus 3x squared minus 60x plus x squared plus x minus 20. Okay? Simplify it. Okay, gather all the common terms together. So here we have x squared, x, and x. So we get 3x cubed plus 4x squared minus 59x minus 20. Then we got our A, B, C, D value. So here is 3, 4, minus 59, minus 20. Sorry. Is it minus 20? Minus 20, right? Wait, let me just double check the answer. Yeah, minus 20. 3, 4, minus 59, minus 20. Okay, if you all are good, give me a number 1 in the chat before we go to our last 2 questions. Who is he? Okay, let's go. Next one. Question 10. Okay, question 10, I think a little bit tricky if you don't know how to do vectors. So this is on the topic of vectors. Okay, what do we need to know about vectors? We need to know how to read vectors, like that. You need to know the meaning of position vector. Position vector means you are starting from O. So when they give you in terms of a point, point means position vector. Okay, so this is not something we need to know. Then after that, another thing is when in reverse direction, you will need to put a negative. So find coordinates of C. They gave us B, they gave us A. They gave us CA here. How do I find C? Okay, how do I find C over here? Okay, what's the method that you all use? C is what? CA minus A. Okay. Is it CA minus A? Okay, everyone say CA minus A. Okay, if you CA minus A, what's your answer? Find midpoint. No, nothing to do with midpoint. They never say anything about midpoint here. Okay, these are the information they give us. We write down first. B means they gave us OB. Okay, so OB is equals to 1, negative 10. I write it in terms of vector first. Okay, then OA is equals to 4, 14. Okay, so we got 3 vectors over here. OB, OA, and CA. You have to figure out how can I construct coordinates of C. That means what is OC? Okay, what is OC? So where can you find a C from what is given to you? CA, right? Okay, we figure out from here first. CA, how can I use what is given to me and what I want to find to construct CA? Remember, we learned one thing on the position vector. If they give you O, right, you can write it as OA minus OC. Only works for position vector. If they give you position vector, you take the alphabet behind minus the alphabet in front. Can you remember this one? Okay, this is only if they give you position vector. Okay, so write this down if you all forgot about this. If given position vector, okay, for example, we can use like that. OB equals to OB, or AB equals to OB minus OA. This one will be the second alphabet minus vector of the first alphabet. You need to remember this formula. Like this also. Okay, you see, I'm taking the second alphabet minus the first alphabet over here. Everyone clear on what am I doing here? Okay, CA equals to OA minus OC. Okay, when we have this, then we can rearrange if we can rearrange to find what is OC. Okay, I want to bring OC as the subject. So OC is equals to OA minus CA. So what is OA? OA is 414 minus negative 11, 8. So my answer will be 4 minus 11, 14 minus 8, which is equals to 15, 6. So 15, 6 will be my answer here. Okay, everyone good? Okay, now I want to ask you all, look at the second question. How can we find BA? I have OB, I have OA, I have OC, I have CA. We are going to use this method again. OA minus OB, very good. Okay, you see? You use the second alphabet minus the first alphabet. You need to remember the formula here. So OA minus OB, what is OA here? 414. OB is equals to 1 negative 10. Okay, so we'll get here 324. Okay. Next thing. What is the two lines over here in a vector? Okay, what does it represent? What's the theory part? Okay, when you all see this is called magnitude. Okay, these two lines is called magnitude. And what's the formula for magnitude? Square root x squared plus y squared. So you see what is CA? CA is negative 11, 8. So you do like this. CA is equals to square root negative 11 square plus 8 square. Okay, we should get square root 185. Having a calculator, you will get 13.6. Okay, so this is the first type of question that they can ask you on vectors. They're just giving you some information. They give you a couple of vectors. So we need to do calculation of vectors. Okay, type 1. In fact, actually, I find this paper, all the hardest possible type of question they ask in the second part here. Quite hard, right, this paper? If you don't know how to do. Okay, question B, this part here is the second type of question in vectors, which is vector geometry. So they will give you some sort of shape. You need to try to make sense of the shape with the information given. Okay, let's read this one. They say OMN is a triangle. OM is equals to A, ON is equals to B. R is a point on MN such that MR to RN is 3 to 2. Okay, so MR to RN. So let's write down this ratio first. When you write ratio, this is what I want you to do. You write the ratio, you put it in a circle so that you don't confuse between ratio and the vector itself. Okay, so that means this one is 3 parts, this one is 2 parts. Now they say show that OR is 2 over 5A plus 3 over 5B. Okay, how can I get OR? So we have to ask ourselves, how can I get to OR? I can go 2 paths. Here, OM plus MR or ON plus NR. Up to you, okay? Whichever path. Okay, I will go OM to MR. So I have OM ready. I need to find what is MR here. Can I find what's MR? For me to find MR, I need to find MN, which is this part here. Okay, I need to find MN. Then I find 3/5 of MN. Got it? Okay, so we write it down. So I will find MN first. Okay, wait. I think I'll show you right. MR, MN. Okay, MN first. MN is MO plus ON, which is negative A plus B. MR will be 3/5 of MN. So which is 3/5 minus A plus B, which is negative 3/5A plus 3/5B. Okay, then what's the final one? I want to find OR. OR, I will use OM plus MR. OM is A, and minus 3/5A plus 3/5B. You will get here 2/5A plus 3/5B. Three-mark question. I'll send the paper later. If you all miss anything, I'll send the paper later. Okay, question 2. Find the value of K and the value of C. They gave us here, NT equals to 4A plus KB, OT equals to COR. Okay, what can I find from here? What is NT? Okay, N to T. So how can I go from N to T? Then they give us OT. OT is here. Okay, so what can I make sense of this? Can I say that NT is NO plus OT? Okay, so I can connect these two together. Okay, so that is what I want to connect. So NT, we write down first. NT, according to the diagram, is NO plus OT. Okay, NT is, they gave us is 4A plus KB equals to NO based on the diagram is minus B. OT is COR. You look in the previous question, we found what is OR. So plus COR. Okay, what's OR? 2/5A plus 3/5B. Okay, you need to know that the C over here, this C is a value that you want to find, because you see, they say find the value of C. A and B are vectors. It's vectors. Okay, C is not a vector. C is an unknown. So don't get confused with the alphabets here. A and B is not what you want to find. Okay, the value K and C is unknown that you want to find. Okay, we can write here K and C. So how are we going to arrange this? Okay, let's focus on the right-hand side here first. Open up the bracket. Negative B plus 2/5 CA plus 3/5 CB. I am going to gather the B and B together. I put it together in a group. So I put the A first. So here is 2/5A. Then here we put it as plus 3/5 CB minus B. I factorize it out. It will look like this. 2/5A plus 3/5 C minus 1B. Okay, then we compare. Okay, what we need to do is we are going to compare this and this with each other. Hey, wait a minute. Got something missing already. Got a C here. CA. Okay, this one is CA. Okay, I'm going to compare the blue and the blue on the equation. And then the yellow and the light yellow here. Okay, on this equation. So compare the blue color one first. We compare the A. So 4A is equals to 2 over 5C. Okay, how can I find C? C is 4 times 5 over 2, which is equals to 10. Okay, this is your A value. The B value, K is equals to 3 over 5C minus 1. C is 10. Therefore, your K is equals to 5. Okay? Can? This part? I know it's a little bit long. So here, this one 10. This one is 5. Okay, any question? Faster ask for this one. I think in this question, this one is the hardest one. Okay, this vector question. How do we know that we can just solve it separately like this? It's the type of equation. Because there's no other way that you can solve already. Right? You only got one equation, but you got two unknowns. So you need to compare. You cannot do any sort of like simultaneous equation. Okay, so if you do enough questions in the past year paper, you will observe this kind of pattern. Okay, so this one is one equation got two unknowns. Is it mainly for vectors? Let me think. No, it can appear in other chapters also. But for your maths, I think, yeah, vectors. Yeah, so vectors, you all need to know this is one type of equation that will come up. Okay, let's go to the last one. Find MT. How can we find MT? Okay, we can use MO plus OT. Okay, MO in the equation is minus A. OT is, now we got the value already, right? COR. Okay, this one is COR that we want to use. C is 10. OR is 2 over 5A plus 3 over 5B. We should get 3A plus 6B. Okay, if you are good, give me a 1 in the chat. Is it okay if you use TO plus OM? TO plus OM, then you get TM already. You want MT. Okay. Can I send video link for vector? Okay, later after the class. Okay, come, let's try to finish this up before time ends. Okay, okay, in the file that I sent to you all also, I think this page also got missing. So you all go and look at the new file that I sent to you all just now. Okay, differentiate x cubed minus 4x squared minus 3x. How to do differentiation? So differentiation, two main steps only. Multiply power minus 1. So here you get 3x squared minus 8x minus 3. Okay, 3x squared minus 8x minus 3. Okay, a curve has equation y equals to x cubed minus 4x squared minus 3x. Work out the coordinates of the two stationary points. Okay, keyword here is stationary points. What is the meaning of stationary points? And what's the equation of it? Okay, this is dy over dx. You need to remember, if they say stationary point or turning point under a differentiation question, it means your dy over dx is equals to 0. Okay, because the gradient, this means like that. This part here, dy over dx equals to 0. This one, dy over dx equals to 0. Okay, you all can just roughly sketch it out. That means gradient equals to 0. Okay, let's use this equation here. 3x squared minus 8x minus 3 equals to 0. Okay, can we factorize this? Okay, this one, actually, you all can use your calculator. Go and check for it. Okay, so use your calculator, type in 3 minus 8 minus 3. Okay, I think you can get a nice value here. So here you will get 3x plus 1 x minus 3 equals to 0. X is equals to negative 1 over 3. X is equals to 3. When they say we want to find a point, point means you need to find x and y. Okay? So after I found this already, find your y. So you're going to sub your x into your y equation, which is this equation here. Then just type in the calculator. So y equals to negative 1 over 3 cubed minus 4 times negative 1 over 3 squared minus 3 times negative 1 over 3. Okay, what will you get for this? Negative 1 over 3, you get 14 over 27. Okay, just sub inside to the equation. Do the same thing for this one here. Y is equals to 3 cubed. Yeah, the original equation. 4 times 3 squared minus 3 times 3. Okay, which you'll get y equals to negative 18. Okay, when they ask you to put in points, remember, it's like that. This is point form. Point means bracket x comma y bracket. So your answer will be 3, negative 18, negative 1 over 3, 14 over 27. If you don't know this chapter, go under differentiation. Okay, go into Thinkific, find differentiation. It is under 7.9. Okay, 7.9 differentiation. Please write it down. Okay, one last final one. How do we find that the stationary point is a maximum or a minimum? Okay, what is the check for this? Maximum or minimum? Okay, I can guarantee you that if you watch the entire differentiation, just that one lesson, you can get full marks on this because I cover every single thing here. dy over dx again, okay? So you are going to use your second derivative. You have to remember this. They say how to check whether it's maximum or minimum. This is under nature of turning point or stationary point. You check like that. D square y over dx squared. That means you're going to differentiate it once more. So just now we have this. Okay, let's write down the dy over dx that we found first, which is 3x squared minus 8x minus 3. 3x squared minus 8x minus 3. And then I've got these points here. Okay, that I found just now. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to differentiate it once more. D squared y over dx squared. So we get 6x minus 8. After we have found this, I need to substitute in just the x value. Okay, you just substitute the x value for this one. Okay, for this value, and you substitute the x value for this into d squared y over dx squared. Then you check whether it's more than 0 or less than 0. Okay, so what is the check over here? If it's less than 0, it is a maximum. If it's more than 0, it is a minimum. Okay, you have to memorize this property here. Okay, so let's substitute in the value. So d squared y over dx squared equals to 6 times 3 minus 8. So you get 10. 10 is more than 0. So that means 3 negative 18 is a minimum. Just need to memorize the theory of it. More than 0 means minimum. Okay, check the same thing again for here. This one will be 6 times negative 1 over 3 minus 8. Okay, you'll get minus 10 here. Minus 10 is less than 0. So this point is a maximum. Okay, congratulations, everyone. If you all are good, give me a 777 in the chat. Oh, 恭喜发财 should be 888, right? Yeah, give me a 777. Okay, I will stop this recording here first. Then I'll brief you all on what I want you all to do for this week. Okay, so this is the end of 058041ON2023.